I don't think Dave Murphy will mind me copying a part of a message that he put out the other day. He's on my, my little exit videos. There he is. Had many hangouts with him. I can't disagree with anything that he says, but I'm going to give you a shorter version because it's not my video, and if you want to see it, please go over to his channel and watch the whole thing.
The word for man here is Adam, and it's son of Adam, and it's alluding to the fact there are more than just humans here. There is something else masquerading as human, and the Old Testament is a message to the race of man only, because there's a war going on that most of us are barely even aware of. Now, many have become aware that our government seems to be at war with its people, but it's much bigger than that. There is an evil, psychotic force that has infiltrated every government, every position of power, and currently controls the entire world. I've just watched a whole bunch of so-called science fiction films, and not surprisingly, they are all attempting to drip feed the same message into the collective psyche, that the human overpopulation is killing the earth. 8 billion people is more than the earth can bear. Humanity is a cancer, destroying the rainforest, killing the animals, blah blah blah. Most of these science fiction films are little more than political soapboxes with a weak storyline wrapped around it, which serves to embed this political narrative deep in the viewer's subconscious, while their conscious minds focus on the meaningless story. The truth, it turns out, is more science fiction than the films are. The ultimate aim of the Nephilim is to exterminate the race of man from the face of the earth. However, this enemy is relatively few in number, so in order to defeat a much larger foe, their weapons had to be more psychological than physical. Their economic weapons cram us together in their towns and cities so that they can point at us and say, look how overpopulated you are, we're going to have to kill you to save you. But there aren't 8 million people here, or 8 billion people here. There's barely 1 billion. And the population increase, the overpopulation, isn't the problem. It's the opposite. We've been in a terrifying population collapse for generations.
The official numbers for world population released by the United Nations, as of now, have just surpassed 8 billion people living on Earth, and skyrocketing to nearly 7 billion in the year 2000. Now, in 2023, we have allegedly just passed the 8 billion mark. It is difficult to find a way for these numbers to add up. For example, India supposedly has a countrywide population of well over 1.4 billion citizens. Taking their official figures of populations from the largest 300 cities in India, from 12.4 million in the biggest city Mumbai, to just over 100,000 in the 300th placed city of Aurangabad, and adding them all together, that barely accounts for 200 million of this supposed 1.4 billion. It is statistically and geographically impossible for there to be another 7 times this number mysteriously hiding out in the remaining small towns and villages with populations all lower than 100,000. From 24.1 million in the world's largest city of Shanghai, China, to only 361,000 people in the 300th largest city of Beirut, Lebanon. The combined figures only come out to approximately 1 billion people. Even after adding all the statistics calculated for surrounding metropolitan and suburban housing areas around each city, the total only amounts to around 1.5 billion. Where are these other alleged 6.5 billion people hiding? Another billion people could possibly be spread out across the world's rural countrysides, still putting the actual number well below 3 billion. Fear is created in the minds of the masses, and they are even more easily able to control and sell us on expensive, enslaving solutions. If everyone were all squeezed into a population density of 27,000 per square mile, which is comparable to New York City, 8 billion people would only fill up the state of Texas, leaving the entire rest of the world uninhabited. Our government, through the UN Population Fund, is involved in population moderation programs around the world, including in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Ethiopia, Mexico, Indonesia, Brazil, the Philippines, Thailand, Egypt, Turkey, Ethiopia, and Colombia. The greatest threat to mankind's prosperity is government, not population growth.
It's all complete bullshit. It's an illusion. Looking at the flat earth has shown me that paying off the media, academics, historians and scientists to regurgitate the same lies over and over can convince a population to believe whatever they want. But that won't happen, because I believe this earth was created for us. So it will be the invaders who don't belong here that the earth will vomit out. They use our dependence on their money and the idea that we need them for our survival to keep us participating in their corporations, supporting their systems and buying their products. And therein lies the solution. They need us to keep participating, to keep believing the bullshit they feed us, to keep working for them, to keep buying from them, to keep fighting each other, to keep living the predictable lives they've set out for us, to keep putting our real lives on hold while we do all the things we're told we have to do. You're here for more than just doing a job you never wanted to do in the first place, or paying bills that people you don't know have told you have to pay. You're being used as a pawn in a game designed to exterminate you and your family. You don't have to participate, because their plans only work if you continue to play along. They need us, but we don't need them. Right now, they're raising the prices of food, bills, taxes, fees and fines, everything, for no other reason than to drive you into debt and desperation. But it's an illusion. You don't have to pay any of it. You are the creditors, not debtors. They owe you, not the other way round. They're also busy spewing out new legislation, rules and regulations to make your life intolerable. But these aren't laws. They're just the oppressive pronouncements of an alien species disguised as sick, twisted politicians attempting to curtail all human activity. It's not law, it's just another illusion. At any time, you can choose to live your life differently. Connect with others who understand. Trust your body and the fact that this earth was created to sustain you, and find your own way to live without their systems. That your lifestyle, such as it is being dismantled to the point where it will be impossible to survive, so that you're going to have no choice but to accept the solution that the Nephilim will offer you. And that will lead to a nightmarish world of total surveillance, total oppression and total control, which we're going to find horrific. But our children are just going to accept it as normal. They'll actually agree to it, because the school system has already conditioned the children to believe that genocide is the right thing to do. Which side are you going to be on? You're going to actually have to stand up against the evil and do something about it. You're going to have to choose to do the right thing. No, you have to stand up, speak out and do what's right. You have to stand up and do this stand up to the evil and help others to do so because it's the right thing to do. This isn't the time to say, I'm all right, Jack, because we're all in this together, and together is the only way we're going to get out of it. Think about it. If somebody can legally take away your property if you break some rule or other, then you never owned it in the first place. And they will not stop until they've taken everything from you. If this was 1,000 years ago, you'd have had to grab a sword and be ready to fight to the death to protect all that you hold dear, because the barbarians would be coming over the next hill to kill you and burn your house, rape your wife and enslave your children. We're right there again, but this time the barbarians are dressed in suits and uniforms, and their weapons are illusion and fear. And whether you like it or not, you're going to have to grow some balls and metaphorically pick up a sword. But the fight isn't against them, it's against your own fear. In the Old Testament, the Most High says, do not fear, about 100 times. Now you can choose to put aside your fear and trust that the Most High created this world for you and to sustain you, and that you are capable of shaping your own experience and writing your own story. Idea of you needing to fight them is ridiculous and beneath you. It's like having a F-16 fighter jet replete with a fearsome array of cannons and missiles facing down an ant. You have no need to fight. All you need to do is smile and turn your attention elsewhere. Your weapons are disobedience, your attention, and your power to imagine and create. Withhold your attention from their illusions and place it into the environment, the lifestyle that you desire. Dream big and imagine the world you want to live in, then roll up your sleeves and start doing what you need to do to create that world. Time is running out, and you'd better make that choice because the devil owns the fence.